podcast. I am your host, Colton Smith, or Left Turn Central, here joined by co host Ben Miller, and of course, co host Brandon Bull Davis. Fellas, we are here after the Daytona 500, the first race of the NASCAR regular season. It has been an exciting speed weeks, not just in the Cup Series, but Xfinity and Trucks both had some exciting finishes. We'll focus on the Cup Series, but probably mention Xfinity and Truck a time or two. Tyler Reddick is your 2026 NASCAR Daytona 500 champion. Took an outstanding move on Chase Elliott to do so. Uh, as much as that pains me to say, but it is what it is. Um, Ben, you watched this race pretty well from start to finish, as far as I know. So I'll let you take the reins to start. Let us know about this race.
All right. So, Colton, like you mentioned, Tyler Reddick is our winner of the 68th running of the Daytona 500. So, our top 10 results: Reddick, of course, Ricky Stenhouse in second, Joey Logano in third, Chase Elliott in fourth, Brad Keselowski in fifth, Zane Smith in sixth, Chris Buescher in seventh, Riley Herbst in eighth, Josh Berry in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Bubba Wallace. And a couple of notable drivers to point out in this field: William Byron, the two-time defending winner of the 500, finishing in 12th. Kyle Busch, our pole sitter, in 15th. Kyle Larson in 16th. Carson Hocevar, who was leading on the final lap of the 500, in 19th. Ross Chastain in 20th. Ryan Blaney in 27th. Jimmy Johnson, unfortunately, in 29th. Denny Hamlin in 31st. Christopher Bell in 35th. Chase Briscoe, 36th. And Alex Bowman finishing in 40th. So, just to get into the race itself, in stage one, Kyle Busch leads the field to green. And then as we're 5 laps in, BJ McLeod spins out of turn four, collecting Casey Mears, Justin Allgaier, and William Byron. And not really a whole lot happened in the stage, but at the end of it, it was Zane Smith winning stage one. And then as we get to stage two on lap 85, the 19-year-old rookie phenom Connor Zillage, running up in second at the time, causes a 9-car pileup. And a lot of drivers involved, like Dylan, Briscoe, a couple others. And then on lap 123, we have another big one. It was Justin Allgaier who threw a bad block as Denny Hamlin was getting a run on him and causing a massive pileup. I mean, literally half the field. And then at the end of stage two, it was Bubba Wallace taking home the stage. And then as we get into our final stage, we saw a lot of 3-wide action for the lead. I mean, that was some good racing to watch, fellas. I mean, we saw at the front of the field, Corey Heim, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell battling for the lead. But at the end of the stage, the key was that final pit stop. I mean, this was a money stop that everybody had to nail. But as we go into with 9 laps to go, I should say, Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin hit the wall coming out of 4, so that brought out a caution, which was big for Michael McDowell because in that span of pit stops, he was one of those drivers that stayed out, so he was going to restart on the front row. And then as we come to the white flag, like I mentioned, Carson Hocevar leading at the time. There was 2 wrecks in the final lap of the 500 involving Carson Hocevar and a lot of others, and then Chase Elliott gets the lead. I'm sorry, Colton, I had to bring this up, but Chase Elliott with the lead, and then Reddick gets a run with the help of his 2311 teammate Riley Herbst, and Tyler Reddick is your 2026 champion of the Daytona 500. So, I mean, overall, man, what a wreck fest, to be honest with you, in this 500. But I mean, overall, crazy race. But Bull, what do you think, man?
So, I thought the only thing that made I've gotten to where I do not like super speedway racing, but I thought the only thing that made it very interesting was the threat of weather. In stage 2, you could see they were starting to pick it up the pace, and then at one point we were running like 51-second laps because they were fuel saving. I mean, the Xfinity or the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and the trucks were running faster laps than we were earlier today. So, but then once we got that threat of lightning and rain, racing really started picking up. It started picking up a little bit. Bubba was leading a line. Bell was leading a line. And I forget who was on the inside. There was Heim. All three Toyotas were leading lines. Racing started picking up, and then we dropped back to running 50, 51-second laps. Running that around Daytona is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But yeah, I mean, just yeah, that I mean, the super speedway racing, like with the fuel savings and all that. I mean, it was that's the part that kind of gets to me. Like, it's just so boring to watch. But yeah, I just think today the trucks and the truck drivers, I should say, and the Xfinity drivers at super speedways, those races are a lot more fun to watch than the Cup, in my opinion. But it just sucks that when it comes to super speedway racing in the Cup Series, I mean, what's the first thing that goes into everybody's minds? It's fuel saving. So, like, when are we going to race the whole race instead of worrying about fuel the entire race? I mean, like we talked about, we see it in trucks, we see it in O'Reilly. That's good racing, but in the Cup Series, we just
Well,
don't see that nowadays.
you know what the difference was in those two races? You could go the whole stage one and stage two without having to make a pit stop. So they
Yeah,
could go all out stage one, stage two. And just like Hunter pointed out in the chat, ARCA today or yesterday had 2 seconds on this Cup Series field.
wow.
I love the pack racing, but when ARCA is outrunning Cup Series by 2 seconds, that's a problem.
Yeah, big time. That is definitely a problem. I mean, these are some of the best drivers in the world in the NASCAR Cup Series, and you're telling me we're 2 seconds off of young and up and coming prospects. I mean, teenagers in the Arca Menard series. Like, what? Like, that's not good. I mean, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. Like I get to an extent. I understand why we're at, and I hear what Christopher Pinnell said. Let's get mandatory throttle percentage, but I think at the end of the day, horsepower is really where we need to explore. I don't know if we can figure a higher horsepower package for the super speedways or what, but I think regardless, we need more skill to be put into the super speedway package. I would argue across the NASCAR schedule, but we've seen a little. We're going a little bit that direction on the short tracks and road courses. We'll see how that works out, but um, I think at the end of the day, ARCA having 2 seconds on you in any sense, like Ben said, it's teenagers. It's largely teenagers that are being funded by their parents. And, I'm not saying that means they can't end up becoming a great Cup Series driver. I'm just saying at this point in their career, they aren't anywhere near where you should be running that speed. You go to F1 and you're running the fastest car in the ladder, right? F2, F3 is the same exact way. So uh,
Drive,
drive,
so you're
yeah,
driving fast for the entire race is what you're proposing, Colton?
that's the idea. I would say, full throttle the entire race would be an ideal position. I'm not saying you can't let off a little bit. Here's another idea: stage racing. Now, I love stage points. I think stage points are an outstanding feature in the NASCAR point system.
Absolutely.
However, stage breaks are a terrible thing. You
Which
can go to commercial break right after they cross the line. I don't care. But why do we have to stop the racing at that break?
it's just like they
Yeah.
tried for road course racing a couple years ago when they still paid the points, but they kept the racing going. Why can't we need to do that for road courses and super speedways, and it'll make
Yeah.
all the racing better in those two instances. I like it in the mile and a half and the short tracks because in the short tracks, Bristol, Martinsville, the whole field's going to end up lapped. Yes, that some racing enthusiasts might say that that's a good race, but
Yeah.
for your average fan, that's going to be boring. So
Yeah.
re-rack the field and let's see if you can do it again. But
Mhm.
we should not be having stage breaks for super speedways and road courses. I think that's the biggest factor I see. What makes the super speedway races not as good?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we just, yeah. I mean, the fact that like the only time we should stop the race is, or throw a caution at least, is if there's a wreck or if there's debris on the racetrack. Like, I mean, stage points are great. Stage points are awesome, especially with the chase now back. I mean, points are going to be beneficial and all that and all that. But the fact that you stop the race if it's not for a wreck or debris on the racetrack, I mean, we just need to. They need to fix that for sure. But yeah,
One one other thing I know we were pointing out. What about since when did Kyle Larson become a pusher? I don't know if being I'm sure you saw it. He pushed Cody Ware, showing his flashes all the way to the lead. Then
yeah.
then there was a reset, and next thing you know, he's pushing SVG to the lead.
Yeah, I think as a matter of fact, I did see that now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, Larson, he's getting better at the super speedways. I mean, obviously he didn't get the result today, but I mean, he was running up at the front. I mean, he was arguably maybe the best pusher in the 500. I don't know if I'm a little crazy by that, but yeah, he was up there giving SVG some pushes, like you mentioned, Bull. I mean, Cody Ware showing those flashes, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely good that Larson. I feel like in a way he's starting to get more comfortable with the super speedways. I mean, but yeah, we'll just see what happens down the road. But he's definitely getting
Cody
more
Ware,
comfortable.
Cody Ware also was showing flashes in stage two when he caused the first big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought I'll have to go back and look at the replay, but wasn't it Zillage that caused it? I thought, or
I thought it was Ware
oh, I mean, it could have
because
been
they
where.
were three wide, and Ware was in the middle, came down and hit. It might have been hit Zillich, and then that's what caused it.
Okay, yeah, I think now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that is what happened. But
No Cody
Larson,
Ware slander. Ducker Bear says no Cody Ware
He
slander, folks.
that may be influenced by a little money he won today from Cody Ware.
That's valid. That's valid. The top 20 went crazy for Cody Ware, but Pinnell also saying Larson will win Dega eventually. He's ran really good there.
mhm.
It's about he's got a 5 year extension. Like sometime in that 5 years, he's gonna end up winning a super speedway, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, he, like I said,
Maybe
he's
next week.
getting. He might win that. He might win Atlanta next week. I mean, if you guys can remember, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But if you can remember in the Atlanta race last year, I mean, he led at the white flag, but he was in that battle with Hocevar and Bell for the win.
Mhm.
But he ultimately finished third. Excuse me, but I mean, do not be surprised if Kyle Larson wins at a super speedway because, like I said, he's getting more comfortable. He's starting to find his rhythm a little bit, and yeah, he had a shot to win Talladega at the fall race last year, but ultimately ran out of gas. But yeah, I think Larson he's going to be fun to watch at the super speedways this year. I mean, he had a fast car today in the 500. I mean, we saw him battling with Kyle Busch for the lead, but in a way, I feel like that's gonna bring some potential to these next races. Like we go to Atlanta next week, we go to Talladega. But yeah, do not sleep on that 5 car out on the super speedways because I believe Kyle Larson. Obviously, he has the talent. He's finding his rhythm on these super speedways. I mean, I think sometime down the road he is going to break through and get his first super speedway win.
I
I don't disagree.
yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I don't think it's going to be next week. I think the guy that
God, I
took
hope not.
I think the guy that took the white flag lead is winning next week.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Okay. We'll
I
we'll
mean,
have to hash that one out on Thursday, I suppose. But
yeah,
uh, I
but
don't necessarily disagree with that.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Which
but,
you go
sorry,
ahead, man.
uh, sorry about that, Bull. But guys, as a fan, I mean, especially with that last restart, I was pulling for Carson Hocevar. I mean, I believe that was the first time he has led the white flag lap, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, could be
I
mistaken
wouldn't
by
be
that, but
surprised.
yeah, but I mean, in a way, I kind of feel for him. I mean, he got clear on that final lap, and in a way, I felt like he was going to hold him off. But man, I just think, what if for Carson Hocevar. I mean, he's shown a lot of potential. Obviously, he's got the talent. He outperforms that Spire equipment. And what better way to get your first career win in the Daytona 500? And being one of the youngest ever at 23 years old. So, but yeah, but yeah, I definitely feel for Carson Hocevar. I mean, that's another sign that we're going to see. We're going to see Hocevar show up to the track with speed, and eventually he's going to break through to get that first career win. I mean, he's a great super speedway racer. I mean, like we talked about, Atlanta, he finished runner up to Seabell there last year. So, but do not be surprised next week. So that 77 car is definitely going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely, absolutely. And taking a look at these race results here, I know we went through them, but like in terms of the point standings after this race, Tyler Reddick is at the top with 58. That's not a lot of stage points he got there, yet he still has a 41 is the next closest, Zane Smith, so that's a good 17-point advantage on the next closest guy. Great start for Tyler Reddick. That can definitely catapult him in some good things. He's ran well at Atlanta. That's kind of been his better super speedway track, if you ask me. And then, of course, Ricky Stenhouse in second. He has an opportunity to do what he did last year and impress us all by sticking around that top 16 again. Will he be able to do so? I think he has the ability to. It's just a matter of just getting the job done there. And then Logano finds his way into third. Chase Elliott in fourth. I don't even want to talk about it. Brad Keselowski rounds out your top five. Thought Mr. Screech in our Discord server was going to be able to pull out a parlay there. He needed a Keselowski top 10, Logano top 3, but he needed a Hamlin top 5. So unfortunate for him, he didn't
that
get
looked
that
good
parlay.
for a while.
Yeah, definitely looked good. Yeah.
Yeah, but Zane Smith getting that stage win, like you said, Ben, ended up in 6th.
Yep.
He has the second most points in the Cup Series right now. So, do I expect him to stay there? Probably not. But I mean, if he gets another top 10 next week, he very well could. And at the end of the day, that could propel him into being a competitor for the top 16. It's stacking pennies, like we talked about in the duels. Chinnery says better late than never. I'm not sure what he's talking about, and probably our stream, but you can go suck a fat one for that. I'll just say that.
Move the race up.
You can blame the race moving up. Let's just get that straight. The race moving up to the good old 130 through all of our plans for a loop. Also, the rain not actually coming in and delaying the race through our plans for a loop. So we do apologize for that. We should have had a better plan in place, I suppose. But a Daytona 500 starting when it was scheduled. Oh, Chinnery's calling himself late. My bad, Chinnery. You don't have to suck the fat one. I'll suck the fat one for that. But
pause.
Anyway, yeah, Daytona 500 starting when it was scheduled and finishing when it was scheduled to was not on our 2026 bingo card. So we apologize for that. We will be much better about, well, maybe not next week because we'll be at the race, but following next week, we should be pretty good about being on stream as soon as we can after the race. So, but going back to these results here, I got to give a shout out to Riley Herbst. I'm not going to shout him out for what he did in the race, as Brad Keselowski said. That was one of the moves of all time. But to be able to finish 8th, that's his best career finish. So far, we're better than anything we did last year in the Riley Herbst camp. Let's see if that continues next week.
He may even got a lap led today, didn't he? Or close. It was close.
He did not. He did not.
Yeah.
According to Racing Reference, he did not.
Yep.
Tucker said Bill's hair and makeup ran long.
Gotta look good.
Yeah, we had to make sure everything was nice and tidy.
I learned from the best Chris Pinnell. Gotta do the hair and makeup.
Yeah. But Josh Berry, the one car to not be caught up in any of the wrecks throughout the weekend, according to Wood Brothers. So maybe that's a biased source, but I believe that was proven. He got ninth. Good points day for him. Bubba Wallace led the most laps in the race, 40, and
Mhm.
got 37 points. I believe that puts him about fourth. They don't have the official points actually out in the order, so I have to literally try and guess based on looking. But on the eye test, it looks like he's about fourth or maybe fifth place. Shout out NASCAR's standings. And that rounds out your top 10. How about Noah Gragson? We talked about him. Rough start to the weekend, but he did end up getting an 11th place finish. So,
Yep.
not the best finish by front row, but still a really great finish for him. And all I'm saying, anything is possible. We're at the start of the season. Your season can go any way. Starting it off on a high point like this can really propel you into a really good season. So, some other
Yep.
notable finishers I'll point out is Daniel Suarez getting 31 points. That's good enough to get him in the top 10 of the point standings to start off the season. This matters because we don't. It's not Tyler Reddick won the race, so now he's in the postseason. Now he's in the playoffs. It's
Yep.
Tyler Reddick won the first race. He's the points leader. If he can keep it up with a solid finish at Atlanta, and as we keep going, he can maybe be a regular season favorite like William Byron became last year after winning the Daytona 500. But
Mhm.
it's not Tyler Reddick's in the playoffs, and now we don't worry about him. It's can he maintain his regular season lead so that he has a 25-point advantage going into the
How
playoffs? So
how nice of was it to not hear playoff talk after the first race when he won? Oh, Tyler Reddick
mhm,
makes the playoffs. It's
Yep.
nice to not
mhm,
hear that as soon as the race is race one.
Yep.
mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely nice. Yeah, it was definitely nice for them not to talk about playoffs. I mean, Tyler Reddick's just won the Daytona 500. Now he's in the playoffs. Nope. Nope. But yeah, you just gotta like like you mentioned. I mean, consistency matters now in NASCAR, and but yeah, it's yeah. I'm just glad that the playoff system is over. I mean, today was a prime example of it with Reddick's win. I mean, doesn't mean he's automatically into the chase. So you just gotta continue to build off that 500 win into Atlanta, Vegas, and a couple other tracks that we have coming up on the schedule. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Reddick can do after winning the Daytona 500 because I think this is a step in the right direction. Obviously, because once you win the 500 in the old system, that's early season momentum to put yourself in a position to win a championship, and that's what racing is all about.
Did uh did you see MJ's comments during the race when he said that 2311 and NASCAR both have a better understanding of each other now after the lawsuit? Could could you imagine that party that MJ's throwing right now
Yeah,
with that?
Where do I get the invite?
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Chandler Castellan. I'm sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing names.
Just
Chandler
call him
says,
Tito.
okay, Tito says, Martin Truex Jr. is a champion. You are correct. Responding to our title of MJ is a champion. You are correct. He is in fact a champion.
Yep.
Chris responded by saying Tito watched Walking with Sticks instead of the 500 finish.
Tito, if
Uh,
you really was skipping out the 500 to watch golf, you're getting banned.
uh, but some notable finishers at the bottom. Truex sucks ass, says Cadaver. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe Ryan
I don't
Truex,
agree with
but
that
I
either.
wouldn't say MTJ. That's a Hall of Famer right there. At the bottom of the list, Alex Bowman. Oh, BJ McLeod's at the very bottom, but Alex Bowman is a 40th place finisher. That's a terrible start for somebody I really wanted to see get a good start to the year.
Yep.
Todd Gilliland ended up in 39th. That's not a good start either, considering his teammate won a stage. And Noah Gragson had a good finish. Austin Dillon. We had a lot of high hopes for Austin Dillon, but where did he end up? 37th.
37th.
Chase
Yep.
Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, the best super speedway racer in the Cup Series, 34th place finish. Connor
Not today.
Zilic, 33rd. Not the day for any of those guys. Denny Hamlin, SVG, Casey Mears snuck into the race, but only finished 32nd. Jimmy Johnson, not the day, huh? Maybe next year.
Maybe. Yeah, that would be nice for him to go out a 3-time Daytona 500 champ. So, yeah.
Jonathan Nemechek, my guy, my sneaky pick. He really had me believing after that truck race he would be a factor in this race. He did lead some laps, but he did not finish in the top 20. He finished 26, so not quite the finish we were looking for there. Ryan Preece was a big name, had a fast car. Well, he finished 25th. Not quite the weekend for him either. Looking for any other names. Eric Jones, legacy, not a good start. Shit. Riley Herbst had a better start.
Ryan Blaney down there in 27th.
Yep.
Great point. I skipped over him. Ryan Blaney. At the end of the day, it's not something that you take incredibly personal because it's Daytona. Like a lot of stuff is out of your control. But the fact that we start at 2 super speedways, it just makes it like, all right, is next week going to be your week? Because then you're 2 weeks in the hole if you don't have a good race next week. So, and with this new format, I wouldn't necessarily say it's impossible for somebody, but it just makes it a lot harder to find your way at the top of the point standings after 2 terrible races. But obviously not impossible, especially if you win races. Because the other point I wanted to make was Tyler Reddick, if we were in the old system, would have gotten 40 points for the win, 3 on top of that, so that's 43. He would have 2 points on Zane Smith right now for the lead. Instead, now it's 55 points for the race win. That equals a good 17-point advantage. I made that point, but I still think that is a huge difference. That is still rewarding winning like you guys want, but it makes it in a point standing sense to where the point standings actually matter instead of the wins themselves mattering. And that just goes back to our whole conversation of the playoffs being gone and how happy we are to see the chase back.
I'm so happy for Reddick for 2311.
Absolutely.
MJ. I'm so happy they got that win. Get that monkey off their back. I know Reddick, they've kind of talked about the struggles last year from the lawsuit and how that was kind of playing in to it. Now that's all done. Come out and get the win, a Daytona 500 win. You can't start a better season than that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
absolutely.
All 3 full-time 2311 cars finished in the top 10
for the first time ever.
Shocking. Shocking. That was the first time.
But
that was also Herbst's first top 10 in the Cup Series, so that checks out. 24 Byron calls it a Mickey win.
Mickey win.
That's funny coming from a Byron fan. Is all I have to say.
But yeah, overall, I mean, Bull, like you said, I mean, with everything that 2311, Reddick, and everybody at the race, 2311 have been through. I mean, going winless last year, Tyler Reddick, and the lawsuit, like you mentioned, and just overall, just everything that they have been through as a race team. And then it's all in the past. And what better way to flip the page than start your season off right, winning the Daytona 500 and seeing Michael Jordan become a Daytona 500 champion to go along with his 6 NBA rings. I mean, that's definitely
just
really
good
cool.
for the sport. That's just good for the sport.
Yep.
That's just good for NASCAR in general. How many people are going to be talking about NASCAR now, tomorrow, because Michael Jordan is a Daytona 500 champion?
Yeah.
A lot more than if it was Rick Hendrick or Roger Penske, that's for sure. But that is a great point. And not to mention that they won the race, but also Bubba Wallace, a teammate, finished top 10, led the most laps. That is an outstanding start from 2311. Can't think of a better way to start off the season, especially after Bubba Wallace had a great season. Tyler Reddick had a down season, so it was a very middling season for 2311 last year. Looking for some growth this year. Winning the Daytona 500 is exactly what I would want to see out of them. I think anybody would want to see out of them. So, Is there any other points, Ben? You got something? Go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just now that you brought up Bubba Wallace leading the most laps today in the 500, I mean, that's not surprising to me at all. I mean, we know how Bubba Wallace is at these super speedways. I mean, he shows up with great speed and he's always up front leading these laps. And, he put himself in a good spot to win today. And, with that cycle of green flag pit stops there at the end with 15 laps to go, that's when everybody started pitting. And, but each manufacturer, they didn't even go down as a whole group to try to put themselves in the best spot to win. It was very small groups, and I was really, really surprised by that. But anyway, just getting back to Bubba, I mean, with the way his season ended last year, I mean, with that Brickyard 400 win, I mean, that sparked momentum going into the playoffs at the time. I mean, ended the regular season off really well going into the playoffs, and he was a top 3 driver. I mean, he was having the time of his life. I mean, that was the best version we've seen of Bubba Wallace in his Cup Series career. I mean, and it even showed today in the Daytona 500. Like you said, Colton, he led a race high 40 laps, and I mean, do not be surprised to see Bubba Wallace up there competing for wins, and especially at these super speedways, but also at these intermediate tracks. I mean, 2311, I think they're in for a great year, and they're due for a bounce back year after everything that they've been through as a team. But overall, this is a great start for 2311.
Can't argue against that. The chat's getting a little livid over here. Cadaver, NASCAR is growing. I'd like to think so. I don't know if they're growing in terms of reach. We'll find out with the Daytona 500 viewership. We'll find out with other stuff throughout the season. But I do feel like NASCAR is growing in a sense of, first of all, the advertisements this year have been on another level. I don't know if that's the Fox necessarily, but the NASCAR specific advertisements have been great. I feel like NASCAR has been growing from a media standpoint. Overall, I think NASCAR is on the right path. I am very curious if that leads to growth in Daytona 500 viewership and whatnot. We'll find out Tuesday, but I don't think we necessarily need to put all of our stakes on that for sure, but we'll see. I think the more damning stuff, a lot of people will tune into Daytona 500 regardless. I think the more damning evidence of NASCAR's growth will come as we go throughout the season, especially with Fox's broadcast, we'll call it. And then where the livid part begins is 24 Byron's back. Mickey win because it took Reddick trying to take out the 9 to win. It was a great move. I think it was a great move.
Yep,
Somebody argue, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
just imagine if Chase Elliott would have won today's 500. Can you imagine?
I'd still be talking about it. We'd still be on the race recap.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how wild it would be next weekend in Atlanta? Chase Elliott coming off a win.
Bull.
True.
I think the amount of beers I drink goes up either way. The way he lost and the way if he would have ended up winning that. So it's an even spread that way. But yeah, no, I hear you. If I would have been in town, if I end up being in town for a Chase Elliott win in his home state, don't even get started.
So I do got to ask, if he wins next Sunday, do we have to make a trip to Dawsonville and do the podcast live from the pool hall?
Hell yeah.
I guess that's legal binding, right? Like, let me look up the Atlanta Speedway to Dawsonville drive because we're gonna have to get.
I think it's about an hour.
Yeah, I think it is about an hour at least.
What's an hour at this point? We got an hour drive back the next day. So.
True. Yeah.
But, oh god, I can't wait to be at the Dawsonville pool house after a Chase Elliott this week.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm heartbroken for Chase Elliott, of course. I mean, what a huge win that would have been for him. And I just think Dawsonville, Georgia, that they would have been partying all night. And the people in the pool room, I feel like if he would have won today, that siren was going to be louder than normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that it's going to become. When is Chase going to get that 500? Because he's gotten close a couple of times. This was the closest he has been for sure. So it's just one of those things like Kyle Busch. This was supposed to be the 21 years of trying season for Kyle Busch. It didn't happen. When you just get to a certain point in your career and you haven't gotten that elusive. Ryan Blaney's getting to that point in his career that we have to start asking, when will he Kyle Larson, it's a little weird. Like we need to be asking that question, but I don't know if his career is really any less off without a Daytona 500, especially where it may go after these next 5 years. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know, but it is something that I will look back on until Chase Elliott wins the Daytona 500 as a pretty rough lap for me for sure. But Jenry responded to 24 Byron's comment. Okay, boomer. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, Chenry. And then he said, "This podcast is growing," which it is. I think it
Yep.
is. I love
I
it.
think it is too.
I love the. I think we're definitely getting some growth here. I'm loving the chat's pretty active today. Daytona
Mhm.
500's got a lot of people talking, and then Chenry once again. There's two races: the race that aired on Fox and the race that people watched on Facebook, uh, which is a very accurate depiction. And Chenry also brings up, didn't Chase run out of gas in the 500 in like 2017?
I was about to point that out. Yeah, with 3 laps to go, 2017. Yeah, there goes Colton. Yeah, man. But
Oh,
But
I was. Well,
oh, he's coming back.
Here he comes back. So, Colton, your driver may
I've
not.
walked that one off.
Your driver may not have won the race, but you did win something today.
I sure did. I sure did. Bull, let him know what I won.
So Colton takes home his second victory of the year in our Fast Five. He also won the Clash. So just kind of recap, I had Logano, Busher, McDowell, Austin Dillon, and Ty Dillon. Ben had Cindric, Priest, Stenhouse, Custer, and Cody Ware. And Colton had Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Suarez, John Hunter Nemechek, and Corey Heim. And then we also had a truck pick, a winner pick, and Xfinity winner pick for bonus points. I had Jesse Love and Justin Haley, and both of them had Austin Hill for the O'Reilly Auto Parts, and then Ben had Eckes for the trucks, and John
So
Hunter
close.
Nemechek. Colton had John Hunter Nemechek for trucks.
You want to talk about so close, John Hunter Nemechek.
So
Yeah.
all of us had a chance in trucks. We were all right there.
Yep.
So both of them are going to get 10 bonus points. If you don't factor in the bonus points, I had the most points this week, but I decided to get different. So Colton ended up finishing the week with 54 points. I had 48, and Ben had 35. So that brings the total. Colton has a 16 point or 18 point lead. He had 64 total. I've got 48. Ben's got 35. So how we're doing it is top 20 finishes. Basically, is how the points are accumulated. And then if you have the winner, you do get bonus points for that. So Colton's going to start out the season in the lead, and he also has the 10 bonus points from the Clash.
Which is thrilling because I spent majority of the season last season, if not the entirety of last season, in last place. So this is a great start for the Colton camp.
Like Tyler Reddick.
Fast Five.
You're like Tyler Reddick this year.
Yeah. We're
Reddick.
on the Tyler Reddick redemption arc this season. That is what we're on, and I'm more than happy to continue that arc going into Atlanta. I think I have a feeling where I'm going with a lot of my picks for that week. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, what a great Daytona 500. But this just came to mind. So, what did you guys think of Algire's move causing that big wreck? Or Bull, you watched the race, obviously. Right?
Yeah, Bull, you have a better answer than me.
Yeah.
I think he got out too far and was trying to suck back in, and that's personally what caused it. I think it was him and Hamlin, if I remember correctly. Allgaier and Hamlin that got into it, and that's I don't think it was anything. I did hate to see it. I did love seeing that car running up front. Junior's reaction, seeing that car up front. I don't know if you saw they played the scanner. Junior talking to him, telling him how much he enjoyed seeing that car run up front in the Daytona 500. So I thought it was pretty neat. I did hate it for Allgaier and Junior.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, so I randomly just got logged out, so I missed a majority of that conversation. But yeah, overall, when I saw that move, I mean, obviously, it was not the smartest decision by Justin Allgaier. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the spotter clear him?
I didn't hear that part.
Oh, gotcha.
He may have. I didn't hear.
Yeah, but
That's the theory that's going around.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. But overall, yeah, I thought that was really late by Justin Allgaier. I mean, I thought he would have been more aware. I mean, with this, like there was a lot of aggressiveness throughout the race, and Justin Allgaier had a Helen Keller.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pop that up.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, I thought in a way that was a late move by Justin Allgaier. I mean, that was on lap 123. I felt like it was a little too early to make an aggressive block like that. But yeah, I think yeah, that was definitely way too early. And you know, he even said in his interview that he took full responsibility for the accident. But yeah, it definitely was a late block by Justin Allgaier, which caused that massive pileup. I mean, literally taking out half the field. And Chenry writes, his spotter is a former Logano spotter. So,
yeah, that was a very Logano-esque move for sure. So I can't really. I see the resemblance for sure. And that's not a very Allgaier. I would say Allgaier-like move. I wouldn't expect Allgaier to make a move like that. So maybe the spotter was the problem the whole time.
Yeah, good point. Good point. But
Colton, I just looked it up. Next weekend, it's an hour and 32 minutes from the racetrack to the pool room.
Well, if I go up in the chat, Chenry said not opposed to seeing the pool hall next weekend. So we have another vote for the pool hall. Of course, the legally binding contract that Chase Elliott has to win for us to make it to the pool hall. But
yep.
I'm more than happy to take a gander.
But oh yeah, that would be a cool place to check out for sure. But another thing that just came to mind was Corey Heim. I mean, in making his Daytona 500 debut. Bull, what did you think from the young and up and coming prospect?
I was really impressed. Like I mentioned, stage 2, when we actually started picking up the pace, him and Bubba and Bell up there leading all 3 lines, and that was when we were actually picking up speed. It wasn't. They did slow it down a little bit when we started running those 50 seconds, but I was impressed. He dove right in head first. So I was impressed with seeing him out there. I'm excited to see what we're going to see from him. I think he's got 11 more races, or 11 or 12 more.
Races, yep.
So I'm going to be really excited to see what he can do. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him scratch out a couple top 10s.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, do not be surprised to see Corey Heim get some more top 10s. I mean, just going back to last year, I believe at Bristol, he finished 6th. Yeah, he finished 6th. That was his best career Cup Series finish. But overall, Corey Heim, I mean, there's no debate, guys. He's the best up-and-coming prospect right now who should be full-time in the Cup Series in this 2026 season. But, I mean, hopefully he gets that chance in 2027. But overall, in speed weeks, he had a fast car. I mean, he was showing top 10 speed in practice. He top 5 speed in qualifying. And, yeah, I mean, in a way, he was definitely impressive. I mean, like you mentioned, Bull, he was up there leading with Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell. So he, at the end of the race, he put himself in a position to win. But yeah, this guy, he's definitely going to be fun to watch. I mean, he's a great talent. He's the best prospect NASCAR has coming up. And I feel like we're gonna see a lot more out of Corey Heim in the 67 car this year. I mean, I think he's going to put together some great top 10 finishes, but yeah, he definitely proved that he's proven that he is a Cup Series driver, and it just sucks that he doesn't have the opportunity to go full time in the Cup Series this year and show that he can be a driver that can go out and win a championship. But yeah, he's definitely going to be fun to watch in that 67 car, and it's definitely not going to be surprising.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm excited to see what he shows. It just pisses me off even more after his run today that he's not has a full time ride, not even
Yeah,
anywhere, not even any series. He just doesn't have a full time ride. So
yeah,
just seeing his talent today just makes that even more ridiculous.
yeah, for sure, for
Absolutely.
sure. But
One thing to note is that we won't see Corey Heim in a Cup car for a little bit. April 19th is his next Cup Series date. He'll be racing at Kansas Speedway. And then he does have a good stretch throughout May and June
We
and July
we
of
also
racing.
know how
But
good those 2311 cars are at Kansas anyway.
yeah,
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 good point.
I have an idea why they have him at Kansas, and he's a good mile and a half driver. So
Yeah,
I'm very, very interested to see.
yeah, Colton, now that you mentioned that he's a good mile and a half racer, I mean, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, he's even mentioned in interviews that Kansas Speedway, out of all the tracks that we go to, is his favorite racetrack. So that'd be something to watch for. That'd be something to watch for when we go to the Sunflower State. So, but yeah, Corey
Yep.
Heim, as a fan, I mean, pisses me off. It pisses you guys off that
Yep.
he does not have a full time ride. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like Ty Gibbs, it's ARCA, dude. Get over it. Y'all are men now.
Ty and Joe need to get over
Yeah,
it,
I
but
mean, you're
uh,
in the Cup Series year 4, and you're still pissed off over some ARCA bullshit. Like, come on, man, grow up.
yeah, yeah.
So
But I need to write that in the notebook. Kansas is Corey Heim's favorite speedway. That way we know to pick him in that. But Chris Austin has a good question. Said, "Are you guys all going to all 3 races next weekend?" We are not. We're going to spend Saturday enjoying Atlanta.
yep.
It's honestly doable. Chinnery made the point. It's $30 for both races. That's like insanely cheap. But we also have some friends coming with us who aren't necessarily huge NASCAR fans, so we don't want to make them sit through 3 NASCAR races in one week, and we just want them to give them the Cup Series experience on Sunday, and hopefully they'll enjoy that, and then we can make them go to 3 races next time. But yeah, we'll obviously be tuned in following that. But there's also a lot of good college basketball on that day. We got a jam-packed Saturday planned at the Airbnb. But
We got poker scheduled too, so
we got a poker schedule. We got a Uno scheduled.
Yep.
It's a pretty tight schedule on that Saturday. We got to. I at least plan on hiking a stone mountain. They call it. We'll see if Bull will join us. I think
Yeah.
he's the first one to say I will be watching from.
yeah, my big ass will be sitting down at the bottom watching.
That's quite all right, but yeah. And then Chris Austin also says, feel sorry for what one of you guys have to sleep with Bull. We'll put that to Chenry, right? He's not on the podcast. He can't defend himself. So we'll say Chenry. And Chenry says Chenry is the sober moderator of the evening. Yes, you are.
I tell you what, Saturday night, Ben may be screaming that I'm showing flashes.
I've been sending this GIF if I can pull it up in the group chat of what Ben will be seeing on Saturday because yeah, this is what Ben will be seeing on Saturday. Oh, I sat on my car key.
I can hear it from here.
That's great. It's not reaching. I'll be back, guys.
Ben, you said you had 2 questions, right?
Yeah, fly the flag. But do you think it's best if I wait for Colton to get back, or?
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, overall, just talking more about more about the 500. I mean, what else did I take? I just lost my train of thought. I apologize, but yeah, I mean,
All right, I'm
just
back.
talk about. Okay, Colton's back. So yeah, I mean, overall, one more thing I got to say about the 500 was Shane Van Gisbergen. I mean, he impressed me today. He impressed me today. I mean, he like as we both know, or as we all three of us know. What am I saying? That he is an elite road course racer. He's the best road course racer in the Cup Series today. I mean, his talent is unmatched. But one of the keys going into the 2026 season is you got the road courses down, buddy. You dominate at them. You're unbeatable. Your talent is unmatched, like I mentioned. But the goal was to try to improve at these ovals but not only at the intermediate tracks, but in a way, he's showing potential on these super speedway races. I mean, just going back to the Daytona race last summer, he was out front. I think he led like at least 10 laps or something like that. I'll have to go back and look. And then at Talladega, he was on track for a top 10. So, and in speed weeks, he had a solid car. I mean, he was running up in third during the 500 today. Ran as high as third, I should say, but he's yeah, he's definitely showed some potential. And we got another one from Chenry. Cody Ware also showed potential. So
It's not
Where did he say it? I didn't even see that. Oh, there it is. It popped up.
yeah,
it's
Cody
not
Ware
a
showed
slide
potential.
job
Yes,
podcast episode.
indeed. Cody
It's
Ware
not a
did show
slide job.
potential.
Not a slide job podcast episode if Ben doesn't find a way to work in SVG somehow.
Yeah, that's gonna be a common segment on the show. Is Ben's SVG flashes of the week.
No,
From lap 29 to
the flashes are only saved for Austin Cindric and Cody Ware.
Oh man.
which Cody Ware showed flashes, right, guys? As Henry said, the
Took the
flashes
lead
were
today. Took
He
the
sure
lead
did.
today. So
Mhm.
but
He might as well be next up in the Ford camp. Oh,
I
he's
will
showing
give you
now.
that, Chinnery. Those Red Bull cars are very pretty. Those are good looking cars.
yep.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
overall
But
SVG,
Ben,
he's
you were about to give Fly the Flag, right?
yes, sir. I am going to give Fly the Flags. Just got to find him right here. Here we go. So after today's Daytona 500, fellas, is this the craziest 500 you have ever seen in your lifetimes? Bull, what do you think?
I'm gonna go red flag.
Red flag?
I think there's definitely been Dale Jr. Or the Dale Earnhardt wreck that I remember watching that one when Junior came back that first race after. I remember watching that. I think there's definitely been some crazier. Just the Trevor Bain one, as Josh mentioned earlier. Juan Pablo. I think there's definitely been some crazier 500s.
Yeah. Colton, what do you think? Even though you didn't watch the race, what do you think?
So first and foremost, Henry said if Cody Ware wins Atlanta, he buys around for everyone. I get it. It is now on the screen. It has been recorded. Henry, you cannot get out of this one. So that is now recorded. Nathan Campbell, welcome to the stream. He says hi. Hello. Chenry says red flag. 2012 jet dryer was the first thing I thought of. And just overall, I feel like even though I agree this is one of the more crazier Daytona 500s, I think just being in the daytime and just having the regular schedule play out, even though it was, I guess, technically a little earlier, I feel like that kind of just takes away from it because we're used to some crazy stuff happening way after the scheduled start time, right? So I'm going red flag on this one as well. I think the jet dryer is probably the craziest one we will ever witness. Even as somebody who was a casual fan at the time, I was there for the jet dryer moment.
Yeah.
Juan Pablo, greatest driver of all time, in my opinion, especially because of the jet dryer incident.
Yeah.
But he also makes a great point. Best next gen 500 by far, though? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it was
don't know
definitely
if I'm ready to. I have to look at it.
definitely wreck fest today. But
yeah.
But
Kid Latin makes some great points, brings up some great seasons. 2012, Jet Dryer, 2014 and 2001. 2001 for sure was crazy.
mhm.
We call it 2001 crazy. It's one of the most defining moments of our sport, and then 2014, of course, as well. But great points there. And then Ben, what do you got though?
Oh man, I was kind of going back and forth, but I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go red flag on this one. I mean, even though today's 500 was a crash fest, I mean, so many good race cars got tore up, and like half the field was all tore up. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely been some crazier 500s. I mean, like we see in the chat, the 2012 Daytona 500, where Juan Pablo Montoya crashed into that jet dryer, causing a big fire and that long delay, which ended up finishing that they ended up finishing that race on a Tuesday morning. So that was definitely a crazy one. 2014, that was definitely a crazy one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go red flag on this one for sure. And then my next one. So after today, fellas, I mean, we saw Tyler Reddick, of course, winning the Daytona 500, and we saw Bubba Wallace lead the most laps in today's race, but unfortunately didn't get the win. So after today, do you guys think that 2311 is going to be the team to beat? Bull, what do you got?
Do I go with my heart or do I give the unbiased answer?
Whatever you're feeling.
Whatever you feel, Bull.
I'm gonna go yellow flag.
Yellow flag.
Yes, they're a big team, but they're still not Hendrick, Gibbs. They're still not to that level yet. Yes, I hope so, but I'm gonna go yellow flag. I just don't think they're that point yet. You, as long as you still got Gibbs and Hendrick around and Penske, that those are going to be the teams to beat.
Gotcha. Colton, what do you got?
Yeah, I'll tie in Nathan Campbell's point on this one. 2311 needed this race. I would agree. I mean, they would have been fine without it, but I think they definitely needed a win like this, and I think Daytona 500 is the best case scenario for them. I'll go yellow flag. I think there is a world where Tyler Reddick gets this win, and that's the momentum he needed to be the team to beat this year. Bubba Wallace was very quick, led the most laps. So that's something that we've seen speed out of him. Is this the year he finally has the speed and he's also able to maintain the finish?
Mhm.
Maybe. I mean, it's something that you would expect to see in somebody's career at some point. So hopefully this is the year for Wallace on that. So I think there's a world where 2311, those two, the definitely not the 35, but the 23 and the 45 could absolutely be at the top of the point standings. But I agree with Bull in that Joe Gibbs and Hendrick and Penske are all just kind of by default ahead of 2311 in that category. But
Mhm.
it's not impossible. It's not impossible. And I think Tyler Reddick is as a driver talented enough to win a lot of races, win races in a capacity that Christopher Bell did to start the year, or as Kyle Larson has done for an entirety of a year. So he hasn't done it yet, but you don't know until you see. So yellow flag is my final answer there.
Gotcha. Yeah, for myself, I think I'm going to go yellow flag as well. I mean, obviously, great momentum. Like we talked about, Bubba Wallace leading the most laps in today's race, Tyler Reddick getting the dub. I mean, now that we're in the point system, fellas, I mean, that's a great early season momentum. I mean, especially with winning the Daytona 500. But I agree. I feel like Hendrick, Gibbs, and Penske they're ahead of they're ahead of 2311. So I feel like for now I'm going to go yellow flag. I mean, great start to the year, but they I just need to see them try to build off that momentum. But we'll definitely see. And
Yeah,
yeah, that wraps up. Yeah, that wraps up for the
I
flag.
agree. I think wrapping up the fly the flag there, it's one of those to be considered the team to beat for me. I think you have to have proved that, and we just are on the front end of that. If they're going to prove that, they're going to prove that throughout the season. It's most certainly a possibility, but um, Chenry, and I'm curious to see how these new Chevys do on the mile and a half. That's the real thing. Is let's be honest, these first two races are entertaining, they're fun, but necessarily we don't know what the real tone of the season is until about race 4 or 5. because we have
Yeah.
Coda and then we get into those mountain halves. That's when we get the real tone of okay, this is who brought the fastest cars this season. We got a new Chevy body. Doesn't look necessarily that outstanding at the super speedways. At least the pushing looks even worse somehow. But once we get to those Mount Haas, I'm very curious to see what we're feeling. But as far as one race goes, yes, in fact, 2311 is the team to beat. But I'll bring up what Henry said in the chat. Did anyone else notice Jim France and Victory Lane shaking hands with the 2311 guys? Never seen that. Is that a unique thing? I don't think I've really noticed that,
It,
but it's
it
something
was
that you notice this year because of the recent events as well.
it was a little more than shaking hands. It was it, it was nice to see each other. It was like they were rekindling an old relationship.
Well, good. I mean,
Yeah.
Jim France being on board with stuff like this is what the sport needs because love him or hate him, he's what we got, right?
And just like I
Yep.
mentioned earlier, MJ even said that NASCAR and 2311 at least had a better understanding of where each other were at from the lawsuit. So maybe that does help the new charter contract that they got from the lawsuit, and then just the new marketing stuff that they're doing anyway. They're reaching back out. I don't know if that has anything to do from the understanding aspect, but they're bringing in the old school fans that they lost for a while.
Mhm.
Chinnery expanded on this by saying, could TV not be showing it in the past? We all know we're not there, so I guess we can't really comment upon that, but I wouldn't necessarily be shocked. And then he says Jim France trying to build his public opinion. Probably the bottom line of this. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But Kid Latin says this is a huge win for 2311, especially after last year, which I wholeheartedly agree. They have now tied? Yeah, literally tied the amount of wins they had in 2025. So doing that in race one is a pretty good way to start off the year. So I think this is huge, and I hope that this builds more for 2311. I hope they become the team to beat, like we talked about in the Fly the Flag.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, definitely a step in the right direction. I mean, with this win in the 500 and especially with the system that we're in, I mean, watch out for 2311 and that 45 car, Tyler Reddick, because he was going into the season. That was one of the expectations was he's due for a bounce back year after everything that they went through. I mean, going winless and turn the page and then boom, you are forever the Daytona 500 champion. Doesn't matter what happens next. He's forever the Daytona 500 champ.
And now
Absolutely.
Denny Hamlin also gets to add a Daytona 500 championship trophy as an owner.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's a great point. That's what Chenry was talking about. Huge win for Denny with everything going on. Like, it's not a win for him, but it's a win for him. Like, from what I understand from how his ownership style is, that is a win for Denny Hamlin. Seeing his team win, so got to be happy for that, and got to root for the team. You got to root for Denny. You got to root for Denny. You got to root for 2311 this year. As much as that like deep down that hurts to say, but like it doesn't because he's been through a lot and nobody's earned success.
Yeah.
Like Denny this season. So.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, I
have my
mean, just
2311 stuff on.
Yeah,
but
I will not, but
yeah,
I'll be supporting regardless.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, just great that with this win today. I mean, especially with everybody what they've been going through and all that. I mean, yeah, definitely a huge congrats to Denny Hamlin. I mean, with everything that he's went through and with the lawsuit and everything like that. But yeah, it's that's as a race fan, that's just really neat to see for them to flip the page like that.
Absolutely. But
MJ winning the 500 as a team owner will make national headlines. Absolutely.
yeah, it should. It absolutely should.
Yep.
More people
But
will be talking about NASCAR tomorrow than if anybody else would have won.
Yep.
There, no question about that. No question for sure.
You
And
you may even
that's
see
what
it
NASCAR
on.
needs. With the changes they've made, this is the perfect time for something like that to happen.
We may
Mhm.
even see it on Sports Center tonight, later on tonight.
I got an
Yeah.
ESPN notification about it, so
Yeah.
that's progress, guys. I feel like I got
Yeah.
one last year, but I might not have. I don't remember. That was a year ago, but I definitely got an ESPN notification this time, so I think that's definitely some progress in the right direction.
Hmm.
Completely
For sure.
agree.
Yep. Absolutely.
But unless there's anything else in the chat, do you guys have anything you want to wrap up this episode talking about?
I do not.
Um,
I'm good.
I mean, thank you, Corey, or not Corey. Thank you, Cody Ware, for my points, finishing 17th. So, I mean, I wish it
Yeah,
was.
if it wasn't for Cody Ware, it would have been a cruel world. Well, actually, no, you got the 10 points from Austin Hill that helped you out.
Yeah, and I also got Stenhouse, so that definitely helped. He finished runner up
Oh
behind me.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
How could I forget about him?
yeah. But
Yeah.
Cody Ware, thank you for your flashes today.
Your flashes were served well. Your flashes
Yeah.
served the podcast.
And
Well, I will say, I almost was not about to come in when I saw Larson pushing him to the lead. I was like, if he so wins this race, so help me God. Ben's been saying this for a year.
upsets happen in the 500, guys. We've seen it.
They do. We
That's why
absolutely
it's
have
not.
seen
That's
it.
always unpredictable. That's why the last few months I've been having fun with this Cody Ware thing. That he's finally going to break through on a super speedway, especially on the biggest stage, the Super Bowl of our sport. Boom. But
Hey,
and
there's 5 more super speedways left. One of them next week. We'll be there.
true.
What a place for Cody Ware to get that flashy super that flashy super speedway win in Atlanta, huh? That would definitely be a
Yeah,
place.
yeah. That would definitely be something for sure. But yeah, I mean, overall, just yeah, great race itself. I mean, of course, I'm bummed for my boy Jimmy. He got wrecked there on the final lap, and
Yeah,
he spun out
and
earlier on pit road.
Cherry
So
said only 2 more starts for him unless he adds another race this year.
yeah, he's got after today's Daytona 500, he's running the San Diego race in Naval Base Corando, and I'm sure you guys saw the news that the 2027
Of
Daytona
course.
500 will be his final Cup Series start ever. So, but yeah, only 2 more races to go for JJ. But I mean, he's still open to other NASCAR series. So I think yeah, the trucks and I think he said he's open to O'Reilly. I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read from Bob Pockris. Cheney wrote, "Wouldn't be surprised if he adds a Coke 600." Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, ran in that race in the '84 car for the last couple of years. So if he adds that to the schedule, I wouldn't be surprised.
At 54, there ain't no way he's running a Coke 600 anymore. I hate to tell you, Ben, but at
He's
50
fit.
year old,
He's 50, not 54.
yeah, at 50, there ain't no way he's running a Coke 600 again. That's past his bedtime.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you mean?
yeah, that's
Tony
probably why.
Stewart couldn't run a Coke 600 right now?
No,
No,
He doesn't want to. That's for damn
yeah.
sure.
Oh, I also forgot he's running the truck race in San Diego for Tricon Garage. So
Oh,
technically
yeah.
3, yeah. And
3 more
I think he's doing some
starts.
off road. Do what now? Sorry
Yep.
about that.
I just said 3 more starts. That's all.
Yeah, 3 more starts, and I think he's doing some off road stuff. He's going back to his roots in Las Vegas for the mid 400, from what I heard. But yeah, that's as of right now, that's JJ's plans.
He's in better shape than half the field. I agree with that. I was low key thinking that when uh, when Bull said that, like, yeah, he's 50, but like he's also Jimmy Johnson. He's in pretty good shape. So
Yep,
he
still
can
got that
take that.
firepower in him.
Sure does.
Yep.
But I think without further ado, we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode, or our first post race live show of the 2026 season. So really excited for what that all brings. Thank you all in the chat for being active, letting us hear it, what your thoughts were. Bring that energy each and every week. That's what we want to hear. We want to bring that up and continue talking about what you guys are talking about. And of course, the major storylines throughout the race. Be sure to tune back in Friday. We'll be recording on Thursday, but we'll get that posted on Friday. We'll have our Fast Five. We will have any of the news that comes out throughout the week. We'll be recapping all of that. Ben will have some more questions for the Fly the Flag and all of that fun stuff. And then we'll be in Atlanta. So I have no idea what exactly content you can expect from us in Atlanta. We'll have that recorded on Thursday in terms of the pre-race stuff. But post-race, who knows? It may just be me on my phone hitting it with one of these. Bull's in the background there. Ben's in the background. Oh, Ben wants to talk. I'll hand him the phone. It could be that. Maybe we'll have a good setup. Maybe Garrett or somebody will be a tripod for us holding the phone. Who knows? But Jenny says drunk live from the Airbnb. It could be that.
We're going
If
to end
so
up
it
at the pool
wins.
hall.
It'll be a live from the pool hall. It could really be anything. So Chenry said he'll record it for us, so we don't have to hold it. That's good. But yeah, I don't want to say anything to give you guys ideas of what's happening, but I am very excited for what maybe is to come from this upcoming weekend, which is, oh God, we're almost 5 days away, 4 days away, gentlemen. So
it's going to be a fun trip.
better get your bags packed. It's going to be a fun trip. So be sure to keep an eye on the channel from what fun stuff we have coming from Atlanta and whatnot. So, or Echo Park Speedway. I'm sorry, that's what the name of the city we're going to is now, Echo Park Speedway.
Yep.
No. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to follow Bull at Bull _81818, Ben at Ben Miller PXP, myself at LFC __ 99. And then also follow us on Twitter at SlyJobPodX. We're posting. Ben has been doing an outstanding job posting live updates throughout the race there. So follow us there so you all can get your live updates. And anytime we're going live, we'll let you know right away. Any posts that go on, we'll be on that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to promote. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.